Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to the World Urban Railways, where today we don't have any news from the previous week. So you might be wondering, what am I doing here? Well, basically, I had a little accident. I've lost some news. I forgot to mention them. Didn't find them, didn't see them anywhere. So on the 22nd of April, which had to be in the previous episode, there was an event, a new line, whole new line that wasn't mentioned. So you gotta just, I guess, cover your losses and forget that this ever happened, or you can, you know, find another one of me, and then the um, probability that we both fail will drastically fall. Then you can, watch both of us. But it will take some time to grow a clone of me, and you have to find some material to do that. Anyways, our news today, uh, a week later, comes from Nanjing, one of the historical capitals of China, currently just a reasonably sized city by China's metrics, where a new line called Line S2 fully opened. So in China, most cities have already quite a robust and developed metro networks because this is the plans that they have developed. And currently, some cities, including Nanjing, working on a new sort of system. These are quite high speed, quite long suburban routes that connect to the um, city to a metro station, a regular metro station on one end, and then go out into the countryside. Um, Basically, in Europe, these sort of routes are covered by main lines, right? Which have suburban rails, commuter rails on them, commuter trains, I mean, and systems like RER, Réseau Espace Régional, something that is called RER by Americans. um, these systems were made to use existing main lines and connect them together in the city center. Of course, I'm a big proponent of those sort of systems like RER, which goes straight through the center. But of course, it's quite expensive, and even though cities like Seoul are working on something similar, a faster, speedier sort of metro that goes underneath your regular metro. In China, metros are already quite fast and speedy compared to Paris, right? Compared to Paris is slow, all the very frequent stops. So, in China, they decided that we're gonna just make some suburban lines and connect them not to the center of the city but to the metro system. I know. I think this is the not an ideal solution, but of course it works, And Nanjing has already built many of these S lines, S3, S6, and 7, and so on. S1 is an airport express, and currently S2 is now open. It goes to the station Taipei, which is actually in a different province, in Anhui province. So this is seems to be the first interprovincial sort of metro service, or commuter rail service. It's mostly elevated, so it's like similar to a metro, being a rural, rail service. So I think China's gonna have like these big agglomerations connected well with trains. Sort of similar like in Germany or in France. So we shall see. Currently, yes, this service reaches more than 54 kilometers to the city of Ma'anshan in Anhui province. So this is like a major, also major center, you know, a regional center. So this is quite a great development, you know, with a faster, speedy trains. This will be like, you know, rural metro, basically rural metro. This is something we now have in China. You know, China is like a star among you know, transit enthusiasts. Yeah, and I know some things. Not everything is perfect in terms of rail development there, but you know, some things are quite good, especially the scale. So we wish more success towards Nanjing and other Chinese cities, and we'll see more of this development. You know, especially at the end of the year will be the end of the year will be crazy. You know, they want to fulfill their party plans. You know, all the you know, government officials, and they need to finish these projects by the end of this year. So yes, currently it's quiet in terms of rail development and in China, and this is what quiet looks like, a new 54-kilometer line. So we shall see and wait, and thank you for your attention.